Okay, we're back. I'm back here with Professor Noreen Duncan, and we're going to close read an advertisement for Tampax Pearl tampons.
This ad is very funny, and I don't know if that's why you selected it. There's so much humor, but then there's surface humor. There's, the apps, the that really clear difference between shabby guy and clean guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things I say to students, I don't know what your practice is on your end, but I say to students, one of the first things to do is just look.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know. I mean, I just say, let's
just look.
What stands out? What do you see? What's interesting to you? What just strikes you? And I think funny is fine. So let's start off with, I don't know.
But the first thing I saw, and remember, Dr. Tabor, I had to ask you to look at that again. But the first thing I saw were the colors. I mean, it's so clear that those were deliberately selected blues and yellows.
Okay, so why?
That was the first thing. And I wonder if, there's a difference between the way a male person would see the ad and a female person. Because, women, we see colors, most of us see colors in very meaningful ways.
Okay.
You think of how much time women spend choosing their clothes, most of us. So I wondered to myself, why did they choose blue and yellow? What
could I reasonably say that the blue is like the sky? It's clean.
It's a real contrast to yellow. It really is. It's there's a darkness in blue, right. Even in the palest of blue. There's a real sadness in some shades of blue. Not the blue that's the primary bottom 1/3 of the picture, but the whole image of the person framed by the dark blue in the back. There's all that sort of vampire-y, midnight.
You're right. I never thought of that.
And yet
so
it's very exciting.
So you say
exciting.
We're contrasting in the background this kind of dark night blue nighttime scene with this very
pop of yellow
and blue
all over. Yeah,
right.
So I know that's deliberate.
Yeah.
I know those. I mean, instead of we don't want to go into what colors mean, because they mean different things. We know how we feel when we see certain colors.
Right.
And it's clear that whole sort of midnighty image in the back. It's lit from the front but not the back. But the yellow, the yellow is meant for our eyes to go straight to it. That yellow, and it's placed in the same way in both frames.
Right. Same
spot in both frames.
But I think it's interesting because one of the things you brought up is the fact that it pops out. But this is also, notice the factual information. This is tremendous logos.
Factual information. Upgrade. That's it.
Upgrade your life.
Upgrade. We have to read the tiny writing.
But the tiny writing. Wait a minute. Upgrade your life. Now, okay. First of all, that in context of the picture, you have this command to you: upgrade.
Yeah, and I said to myself, why is one guy upgrade? When I saw the word, I wrote upgrade with a question mark, but they have an exclamation mark.
Yeah, well,
so it wasn't the language that struck me; it was the arrow.
Yeah,
what. This guy is supposed to be better than the other. What are you saying?
Well, it's like you should upgrade your tampon. You should upgrade.
Well,
your
I didn't
life.
even think of the tampon. I thought
come
of
on.
the two pictures and the two guys.
Yeah, but it's time
and this big yellow thing. You keep telling me it's for tampons. I have to keep going back to the bottom of the screen and reading the tiny print.
It's more than just tampons.
It doesn't look like tampons. The pictures are about something much worse, or better rather. Much better.
Well, it's just saying, do you want to keep going in your life the way
in the same way?
Do you want to stay in the same mode with Chicken Man?
Yeah, or do you want that vampire guy there?
Yeah.
He's a real vampire.
Right.
That other one with the flowers. I don't trust him at all. I like Chicken Man. He's real.
Most of my students actually have said when they looked at this ad, they said, but you know what? The Chicken Man's the one you want.
He's my guy.
You want to party with him.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway.
He's cuddly too.
We're deviating here. Let's
no,
come.
You told me to read the picture. I don't trust that guy in the sleek suit and the smirk on his face.
Okay. All right. Well, you should have. Well,
see, women see things differently.
Okay,
you guys get all clean and dressed up, and we're like, I like the chubby guy.
Okay. Can I bring us back to our task at hand? Upgrade your life. Now, if I look at this here, it's first of all, there's a command. There's in some way, it's this ad is hitting into a question of security, right? You want to grow? Shouldn't you grow up? Grow up. And part of growing up is don't you really want to let go of chicken eating guy? And look, he can't even tie his shoes.
Yeah.
To really like this guy on the right, man.
He's suave.
But look at how he's looking at you. Yeah. He's thinking about you. I don't know what the chicken guy is thinking. He looks kind of vague. I mean, he's sort of dim and Okay,
Okay.
But here's an interesting thing. Down the bottom, there's a command to you to upgrade your life. And then, but there's this incredible factual information.
Yeah.
Upgrade to new and improved Tampax Pearl with 3 fabulous details. It's our best protection ever. And then we get this breakdown of the mechanics of the Tampax Pearl tampon. It's got a built-in backup braid. It's a built-in backup braid. It has an absorbent core, which is new, and an anti-slip grip. And if you want a free sample, you can go to their website, which is visit beingagirl.com/upgrade.
I wonder who created this ad. You didn't ask me to think about that, but that's why I think I can't keep looking at that box. It's scary. Those 3 pictures are scary.
Why is it scary?
If we know what a tampon is, that stuff is scary. It looks painful. It looks hideous. It looks like a torture instrument. And I know what tampons are and what they're supposed to do. And those 3 pictures don't look anything at all like the good stuff tampons are supposed to keep you clean.
Professor Duncan, I think this is a very sanitary
scary
way of
stuff. Even the big yellow hook on the third picture.
It's
there. Dear God.
No, look at the anti-slip grip. You know what that
That's what I'm telling you. It's scary.
Okay.
So you asked me to read the ad.
Okay, so
I think we better read
it. All right,
it.
so I think we okay.
The pictures. Let's look at the 2 frames.
Okay.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. Students out there, let me just tell you, Professor Duncan and I have just done is the first thing you should do with any kind of analysis is just mull it over, even if it's silly, even if it's. We're looking at colors. There's a lot of things here to consider, right? There's the there's the graphics, there's the way the color saturation, the choices of the two subjects that we have in this picture,
the placement of the figures.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
The choice of colors, the sense of irony, the humor. Of course, the humor is the first thing we saw. But what we just did together is what we should do when we read. When we read anything, we're reading to see what signals has the writer given us.
Right.
We keep asking ourselves, why do we have these signals? What comes before this one? What comes next? Why is it placed the way? Why doesn't he put this in some other part of his writing?
Right. And this is all, again, and this is a text, and when you look at a poem, too, this is the same thing we're going to practice with a poem in words and text. One final question I have to ask. Tell me something about the girl in the picture. Who is she?
I don't know. She looks like I wondered, too, why her eyes are the way they are. I know they're supposed to be looking to the upgrade guy.
Right.
But I think they're supposed to be like a dream.
Oh, this is a dream.
That she's sort of fantasizing about what upgrade would look like.
So that
like.
So the ad is almost suggesting like, don't you want to move on to the next thing? Don't you
to the better thing, the upgrade thing.
Yeah.
But we could be wrong, and that's the beauty of this. That every person who reads the ad and the producers of the ad and all the artists, they are quite sure that people will read a lot into it, but they want you at the end of the day to buy a product.
Right. They're convincing you to give up your hard-earned dollars for Tampax Pearl tampons as opposed to some other product.
But you're buying into all kinds of societal and gender-specific and...
Okay, so here's my question. What do you think this advertisement is really about? I'm going to say it's yes, of course, it's selling Tampax Pearl tampons. Let's wager that it's more than that. What's it about, really, at the end?
I know what you want me to. You and the producers of the ad want me to say that it's.
Well, there's two. Yeah, we could answer the two. There is what Tampax Pearl Incorporated, whatever they are, they think it is, and then we could do something as social scientists and say this is really what it's about. What does this ad reveal about American culture? Let's ask the question that way.
It's more than it is about American culture. It's American contemporary culture too. It's about that upgrading is about the guy who has a job. He has enough money that he can bring you things.
Yeah.
And it's about recognizing that to me, it's really retro ad too. It's a kind of 1960s image of American womanhood. That sense that that a male is your breadwinner. He's your savior. He's going to give you stuff. And the other person with the chicken is merely a person who will take probably from you and won't even,
right.
Spend money on you.
Actually, quite literally, he already has. He's already eating your gift.
He's eating the gift.
He's eating your gift.
And he's holding it really tightly, too, because you might ask him for a piece. So, but again, if we're talking about it in some sociological way, and we're looking at American culture in the 21st century, it says some really odd things about what American women should want.
They should want clean, respectable. And he's thinking marriage. I mean, I think it's interesting in another version of this advertisement, the graphic is exactly the same. It's for an older magazine, and instead of holding a box of chocolates in his right hand, he has the flowers and he has champagne, which is this sort of, icon of marriage and respectability and...
but also seduction.
Yeah.
Great seduction. So the upgrade... if you're going to be seduced, you have to be seduced by a person like Flowers and Chocolate Guy.
Mm-hmm,
you don't want to be seduced by Chicken Man, who may not be responsible enough to know not to bite one of the pieces of chicken before he rings the bell. And he is younger. He's younger than the other one. So the upgrade would be a more mature person.
How do you know he's younger?
He's younger in attitude.
Ah, okay.
He's younger,
okay. Oh, I see. Right. Right, because we are talking about respectability.
And he's short, his face is rounder and all that.
Yeah.
And even the producers of the commercial have made Flower Guy there, made him cleaner looking, well-shaven.
Pressed shirt.
Expensive haircut.
He's doing all the right things.
Yeah.
I get that. That's
I don't trust guys like that.
I know. I know exactly, but that's not.
But that's what Tampax
but that's
Pearl
that's
is doing to us. So I think that's the real joke. That is the joke. That's the irony. Is it really an upgrade? So this is what you've been told all the the old stories tell you this is an upgrade. It is,
Yeah. And guess what?
So
folks?
we're asking you to see it, to laugh with us, and then look at our product.
Right. Thank you, Professor Duncan.
I don't think you can use what I just did there.